what's going on? You tapped in to AR the Artist. I originate from Columbus, Ohio. Born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. Um, Moved around a lot, uh, mostly the east side of Columbus, but pretty much west side, south side, north side, every part of Columbus. I grew up there, so something like that. My dad don't really. I mean, I know my dad. Me and my dad share a name together. Um, we're not the closest. Uh, my mom, I mean, that's my heart. Of course, she raised me. Um, I come from a real big family, man. I can't really pinpoint it. Like, we got a lot of cousins, a lot of uncles, things of that nature. I got people in my family who are doing good, and I got people in my family who are doing bad. There's police officers in my family, and there's also people who live off the land, so to speak, in my family. If you read between the lines and know what that means. So, um, yeah. I would say the challenges that I dealt with as a child, uh, just moving around a lot. Like when other kids had they could go to mom's house, like there was always a permanent house that they could go to. I was always moving around. Either I was staying with a relative or, because I was just with my mom. So either I was staying with a relative or it was, what I mean, we're moving. We just didn't have the finances, unfortunately. My mom had 4 kids and she was trying to raise 3 of the 4 by herself. One of my sisters was with her dad. So what I can remember from back then is I don't have any like childhood memories I can go to. I don't have my cap and gown from high school. I don't have a lot of baby pictures and things of that nature because I moved around a lot. I got lost. I don't have any of my baby clothes or any of that stuff from back then I guess that the normal kid would have pretty much. Like I don't have any of that stuff. So that kind of taught me to be crafty. That's the reason why I'm more so an artist. Because I like to create. I like to create art more so my family and just, I don't know, because I don't come from a background where we have a lot of images of us. So. Going down, y'all. This is AR the Artist, and this is my story. It made me a little introverted. Um, Moving around like that, it was kind of hard to, like I couldn't participate in a lot of things growing up because we didn't have the finances to do it. Like I did play football and things of that nature at an early age, but once my mom was married when I first, up until I was about 6 years old. They actually ended up getting divorced due to a cheating thing, and you know how that goes. And one day it was just abruptly over. There was no conversation with us. There was no, hey, we're moving. It was one day I had 2 parents. The next day it's, okay, now we're moving every year. And one of my parents ended up turning on the drugs. And my other parent, she's just struggling. She didn't have the finances or the wherewithal, I guess, to get the finances to be able to take care of 4 kids by herself. So from that, yeah, isolated, but it made me smarter, it made me more crafty. It made me, while other kids are going to school with the new Jordans on, I have to clean up the new Jordans that I've had from 2 years ago and learn the little shoe polish tricks and to make them look new, you know what I'm saying? Or learn different tricks I could do with my pants to iron them to make them look new, or some Dickies from 2 years ago to make them look new or something like that. So that's it, just being more crafty. Feeling like I had to walk on eggshells because I was always staying with a relative, or you know how it is, like when you're staying somewhere with relatives or something and there's 3-4 extra miles to feed. Of course you're not gonna be comfortable in that house. So hand-me-down clothes, watching other kids get school clothes, and you gotta go to Charity Newsies. I don't know if anybody who watching know what Charity Newsies is, but that's basically a thing where They give you like 3, 4 pairs of clothes every year. It's like they give you shirts, they give you pants, they give you a coat, and it's like all for free. Um, Now, it wasn't always the most name brand or popular thing. So a lot of times when you went to school with that stuff, or a lot of other kids would notice and they would be able to pick on you and say certain things. So I had to become quick with it, which led into the artistry and led into like why I do music and things of that nature, because that also comes from like playing the dozens and cracking on people and cracking jokes and stuff. And that's where a lot of punchlines and stuff like that come from. So going down, y'all. This is AR the artist, and this is my story. Um, I mean, as far I didn't really have a dominant father figure there after he left, uh, because like everything I was doing at that time was because it was I was proud of my stepdad at that time. Like I used to play football and stuff like that because he wanted me to. I used to run track because he wanted me to. I used to do karate because he wanted me to, and things of that nature. And then one day, when you used to having a dad, and then he just gone, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely a traumatic experience. So I had to grow up fast. And plus, I'm from a family where there's a lot of women. There is not really a lot of men in my family. My granddad's dead. My stepdad is gone. My uncle, who was an artist before me, he's gone due to drugs. So I'm really the man of my family, and I've been changing diapers since I was 6. I've been a nephew. I've been an uncle since I was 6. So I had to be like the little big brother. I had to do some things that I ain't too proud of, but yeah, we'll get into that. I mean, I grew up around some people. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I got a lot of people in my family who are victims of drug abuse in certain ways. And that's not to bash them. These are some of the most talented people on earth. My uncle, God rest his soul, he was one of the most talented artists that you would ever see. Like, he taught me how to draw. When I was like 8 years old, he drew me like a mural of Tupac on the wall, and ever since I was just like the biggest Tupac fan. Um, as far as challenges I went through, I would just say really just having to grow up at a younger age. I remember I had to sell some things and touch some things that I wasn't necessarily supposed to be touching at teenage years, because not only was there drug users in my family, but I had older cousins that used to sell drugs and stuff like that. And I used to be intrigued by that as a youngin'. 2005, 2006 era, when we all growing up, Jeezy's the biggest thing on earth. And not to blame Jeezy, but what he rap about. And that was the cool thing back then. So, and plus we didn't have a lot of money in our pockets. Like I didn't have it. So whatever they telling me to do, or if I got to do this and take this over here to make this couple dollars or something, that's what I did. I wasn't a gang member or nothing. Like, I consider myself a square by all standards. I wasn't in no gangs. I wasn't no fighter, no none of that. It's just, unfortunately, at certain times I had to do what I had to do to get by. But yeah, I mean, you name it. Pulling knives out of my sister's hands when they attempting to commit suicide. Love my sister. I remember I was 11 years old, and my sister, she has attempted it a couple of times. And my sister's 10 years older than me. And Two of my sisters were home. And my sister Brittany, she's 4 years older than me. And she was just like, I can't do it. I can't deal with this. She's in there trying to kill herself. Like, I can't do it. You gonna have to go in there and take it. So I go in there, I talk to her, I talk her off the ledge, I take the knife out of her hand, and that was a very traumatic experience because I had never seen someone, like I've heard people say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill myself, or I've heard that before. I've heard kids say that, but to actually see somebody in the process of trying to do it, it's like, yeah, that's a little different. And I know she's serious because she has a lot of, you can see the history of the attempts on her arms. So it's just stuff like that, having to grow up. That's it, just being a man of the house. When nobody else had a place to stay, my house was the place to stay. I had to sacrifice, unfortunately, but I mean, that's just what it was, so.
Kingdom Image Arts is more than just an organization. It's a beacon of hope and possibility for our community. Through our initiatives, we strive to build confidence, develop skills, and cultivate a deep appreciation for the arts and the world around us. We believe that by investing in the arts, we can create a more vibrant, resilient, and compassionate community. One where every individual feels valued, supported, and empowered to pursue their passion and dreams.
Going down, y'all. This is AR the Artist, and this is my story. So when I first started selling the things, my biggest fear, because I was antisocial. Like I don't really talk to people. I'm not a person that really promotes myself like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I first started, I got people giving me stuff on consignment. So I got to make that money back to be able to give to them or give them whatever they gave to me back. So in order to get this stuff off, you gotta have a clientele to do that. So that was my biggest fear. Other than that, I kind of grew up around it. Like I said, I had cousins that would be like, hey, you wanna go to the studio? And they'll take me to the crack house to go cook up some crack. Or, hey, you wanna go do this? And we out 3 o'clock in the morning looking for some niggas, or looking for some people. I had some wild cousins, man, but that's how they were brought up. You know what I mean? They don't mean anything by it. I don't think they were necessarily trying to put me in the way of danger. It was just, that's how they was raised. And that's just what the way of life was, I guess. So for me, it was no fear. It was really no anxiety. Probably only other anxiety was getting caught because the stuff I was selling wasn't legal. But yeah, that was it. Because I feel like anything is better than the circumstances I got now. So thank God I still don't have a record. I've never been to jail, but yeah. So at the time of the unfortunate suicide attempts in my family, or attempt in my family, I mean, I was a kid. It's a lot of my memories as a kid. I block out at least my emotion, the way I felt at the time. I do remember crying. I do remember that. I do remember it being successful, that we were able to, or I was able to get the knife out of her hand. She's still alive today. That's my sister. I pray for her. She's actually in the hospital right now. So prayers up to her for that. But that's the only thing I can remember. I didn't feel like I was necessarily brave or anything for doing that. I just felt like, okay, we'll see how this goes. I didn't even know if I was gonna be successful in doing it, but triumphs and successes. I would say I'm an artist now, man. I'm just taking myself more serious. I used to struggle with anxiety really, really bad. And so now I'm in a place where I'm more comfortable with myself, more comfortable with people. I'm trying to be as outgoing as I can, but the world we live in today, it'd be hard. Yeah, just an artist. I've gained more confidence as an artist. I do graphic design, I do album covers, I do logos from scratch. I hand draw. I do digital art. I do music. I engineer my own music. I record my own videos. The only thing I don't really do, I would say, is the photos. But you can find me, AR the Artist 93 on Instagram, AR the Artist 614 on Instagram, AR the Artist 614 on Facebook. Yeah, that's me, man. Anything art, I do it. From shoes, sneakers, restoring sneakers, to artwork, to I'm about to get in the tattoo game. I'm not there yet, but I'm dipping my foot into that too. So anything art-wise. So this is my advice to anybody that has been through what I've been through or going through what I'm going through. Sometimes you just have, I don't have a super crazy tragic story, but sometimes you just brought up around a lot of not the best influences. Sometimes all you can see around you is negative. And my advice to people who are going through something like that now is just to keep pushing. Life goes on, and God don't give you nothing you can't handle. You always got to remember that. God gives you nothing you can't handle. Whatever you're going through right now, you still breathing for a reason. You still got another 24 hours for a reason. So you have to be thankful for that. And you got to make the most of it. That's what I wanted to do this year. And another thing is start before you're ready. That's another word of advice for this year that I'm taking, is start before you're ready. Whatever you want to do in life, man, there's no guarantee that we're going to be here tomorrow. So it's a blessing that we woke up today, but there's no guarantee that we're going to be here tomorrow. So start before you're ready. Whatever you want to do, if you want to model, if you want to skinny dip, if you want to skydive, if you want anything like that, man, just start before you're ready and do it. Life too short, but be grateful for every breath that you do take.
Adrian, thank you so much for coming in. How you feel?
I appreciate you for having me. I feel good.
Yeah. So you was very transparent. You told your story. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, it feels good, man.
Yeah.
It feels nice to be able to get that off my chest. I've never really said that before, so that was nice. That was nice.
Why is it important that people should tell their story?
Because a lot of people might be going through the same things you're going through. And it's like me, I'd be looking, like I'm looking for people who's going through what I'm going through, because I can learn from you, you can learn from me, we can learn from each other.
Yeah. I think transparency is always the key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No judgment. And you can't allow somebody else to tell your story.
Right.
Yeah, because then they can just say whatever.
Right.
You know. So I appreciate you for coming in.
I appreciate you
You're
for
always
having
a
me.
part of the Black Bold and Beautiful family now.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, for coming in once again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Black Bold and Beautiful.
Black Bold and Beautiful.
My story.
My story.
Hello guys, I am Demisha Marshall and you are watching Black, Bold and Beautiful, My Story. Make sure you follow us on YouTube at BLKBB Productions.